Welcome to the Podski. What? Ooh, yeah.
You understand, baby?
Dig it?
Let me tell you another thing.
First name John, last name Baker. Uh-huh. Brother.
Hello and welcome to the Podski. I'm your host, the man of 1,000 gimmicks, John Baker. It is day 3 of the WrestleMania week with Justin Andretti all over his tan. We should insert Montgomery Gentry's My Town into here. It's my town, man.
God. Go for it, man. It is right now 2:38 in the morning.
Technically 5:38.
We just got back from the last show.
Yeah.
And they all ran on time today.
They actually were all on time.
And it was just remarkable for the Ukrainian Center because they ran those GCW shows all day.
Yeah.
Back to back. So
they were awesome.
Unlike Pandemonium that was an hour and a half late last night.
Yeah. Today's shows were a very large improvement from yesterday's. Not saying it because Pandemonium was bad, but Relentless was a train wreck at points. And we actually got confirmation for that when we were sitting there before the show even started.
It was Santino this morning, right?
Yeah, we were sitting at Santino Bros. We had just gotten to our seats in it was like the same crew that was working that show.
Dude, those guys were on their feet all day today, dude.
Yeah.
Those guys that were working security were literally on their feet for 14 hours.
Yeah, and they were standing there last night too.
It's crazy.
The guy that was working the ring, he would move you out of your seat if they were going to do a dive out onto the floor or anything like that so that you wouldn't get hit. And somebody was asking him how were the shows last night, and they were like, "Ooh, how was Relentless?" because it had a really good card, and he was like, "Meh."
Yeah.
Like in his face, it was all right.
Well, they had a shocking reveal at that Relentless show, and the shocking reveal was that Hoovy never showed.
Yeah.
So instead of hitting the music and a big star comes out, they didn't hit any music because no one came out.
Yeah. And that guy didn't even know.
Yeah.
He was like, "Wait, what do you mean? Like they had Juventud Guerrera announced?"
They didn't even know,
they
dude.
literally announced
twice,
it.
dude. Twice.
Yes.
They announced it twice.
Yeah.
They posted the graphic, and then later on, they posted the card about who was going to show up, and Hoovy's name was on it.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Still nothing posted from them as far as I can tell about, hey, sorry, Juventud didn't show up. Whatever.
Yeah.
Enjoy your trip back to Spokane. Go watch Vision Quest 100 more times and get inspiration to do a fucking wrestling promotion from watching high school wrestling. Hashtag Matthew Modine. Spokane's not a bad town.
Never been.
It's not bad.
But yeah, we went to 4 shows today. Today was supposed to be our big show day. We did Santino Bros wrestling, which was part of the GCW collective. That was the very first show of their whole deal. Then we went to the Mark Hitchcock Memorial SuperShow, which was part of WrestleCon. That was supposed to be WrestleCon's very big show, and I can't wait to talk about that show.
Sure.
Then we stayed in the same building and went to the Impact versus New Japan Multiverse United show, and that show was fantastic as well. And then we followed it up a couple, literally 30 minutes ago, not even, back at GCW for the Culture. And that was a nice little nightcap show.
Nice little nightcap, yeah, for sure.
Good little nightcap. But we have some sad news to report. We have been teasing this show that we were going to attend. We were supposed to attend it tomorrow night at 8. WrestleMania 3. Pro wrestling show is supposed to be the Pop-Tart Man, the Sasquatch. Terry Gordy, who is literally a guy named Terry, but dressed as a gourd.
Yeah.
We realized today that they moved the date for the show, and we paid way more money, and there was a way better card for the New Japan show.
Sure.
So we decided to, we couldn't go. So since they moved the date and they didn't say anything, we couldn't go. So we ended up actually
Yeah,
they actually gave us our money back
very
for it.
quickly with no hassle.
Like literally very quickly, zero hassle. So good on them for that.
And I hope the show went well. I really do.
Seriously.
They sold out, right? Didn't they say that they sold the show out? So
yeah, they sold out.
Okay, good for them.
Yeah, and because we really, really, really wanted to go to that show.
We'll catch them. We'll catch them sometime.
Yeah. But you also have an update.
I do have an update.
Let's hear this big update.
I have an update that we forgot to talk about last night because we were so damn tired.
Yes.
When we were recording. So
I don't know how I felt more tired last night than what I do right now. 'Cause I don't feel nearly as tired as what I do.
Well, I think getting the food before the culture show was a game changer for me. Because I was running on empty there.
Yeah.
And then we ran and got food real quick, and then I was like, okay, I'm good for the show.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, got a McDonald's app update. Been talking about the McDonald's app here. You know, this is probably the fourth or fifth time I brought this up. I'm embarrassed to say that this is what happened, but you know, it's been 2 days now, and I left that promo voicemail for McDonald's customer service. Shockingly, they have not returned my call, even though it's been business days. They have not called me back. But anyway, I did what all people who are losing their faculties and losing their faculties does, which is I called IT and I bitched instead of just unplugging it and plugging it back in. So for 45 minutes of my life, I was very angry at McDonald's when I should have just tried to delete the app and reinstall the app.
Yeah. I told you to do that.
You want to know what's even worse? Instead of doing that, I turned my phone off.
Oh, no.
And turned my phone back on, thinking that would clear the error.
No.
And it did not.
Yeah, you got to clear the app.
So last night when we were laying here, you were sleeping in your bed, and I was over in mine, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just delete the app and reinstall it.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if that didn't work. And I sat there like, oh God, I'm an idiot for doing that. Man, I was embarrassed for that. And now everything's good, and I can order my food, and there's no issue.
Yeah.
So, it's just a stupid guy, man. Just a stupid idiot old man that called customer service to complain instead of just doing what every IT person in the world would have said to do. Unplug it, plug it back in, tell me if it's still doing the same thing.
Yep.
I'm an idiot. So now we're good, and I'm back on the McDonald's bandwagon, so everything's good.
Yeah. They were out for 2 days.
They were out, yeah.
They're back now.
Yeah, they were on a shit list there for 2 days, but now they're back. They're back on the good list. They're getting a push again. They're going to get a push.
Oh, that's perfect. So you're booking like Vince McMahon again.
I am booking like Vince McMahon again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We also had a little bit of news as well.
Yeah, we do. You want to talk about the AEW thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you found the post tonight that Tony Khan mentioned he was open to working with Stardom. You know, and I think that initially I was like, oh, that's a really positive thing. I think that would be really good, you know, for them because Stardom is excellent.
Yeah,
they're really fun shows. Everything about it's great. And then I got to thinking about that a little bit, and I was like, I don't know if Tony Khan has ever seen a Stardom show.
Yeah,
because he better be prepared for what's about to happen.
Yeah,
when Stardom, all the talent in Stardom shows you that 90% of your women's division isn't very good.
Yeah.
And you're going to look like an idiot. Because all those girls are going to murder women that are in your division. Now, look, there's people in the AEW women's division that are the best in the world at what they do. There's some of them that are fantastic. But I've complained a lot about this over, you know, the last couple months. There's no depth in that division. They've got a very real lack of depth. And those girls in Stardom are going to run over them, dude. There's a possibility that they're going to make those girls look bad. I'm telling you right now.
They don't even need any help to look bad.
There are a couple girls in Stardom, a couple women. I don't know why I call them girls. They're definitely women at this point. Obviously, they're 30 years old. But there's a couple women in Stardom that are just outrageously talented, and they lay their shit in. And they're violent, and they're physical, and they're really good at what they do. And it's not AEW wrestling, to say the least. Like, Jamie Hayter's physical. She's strong. She's really good. She's great, right? She's somebody that can hang with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get below a couple of those people at the top, we're talking about just a big gap.
A big
gap.
Big
So
gap.
if you've got Hayter and Baker and Statlander would be fine too. If you've got those people, Toni Storm will be fine. We'll be fine working with her. She was in Stardom, so she'll be fine working with them too. But after you get by some of them, there's a big drop off with the AEW women's division, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I love Jade Cargill, but she's not there.
She'd get eaten alive.
She's not there yet, But
or she'll end up hurting somebody.
I mean, look, unless this can just increase the visibility for Stardom in the U.S., and I'm all for that. I'm all for it. If we can get those women to make more money
Mm-hmm.
in their own promotion back home by having an international reach, then let's do it. But
Absolutely.
I think people are going to be like, these girls are legit and they're really good at what they do. And some of these people that we've been paying for a
Mhm.
couple of years in AEW that have not gotten any better
Yeah.
are probably going to get exposed. And I don't want to name names now, but you can probably read between the lines about who I'm talking about. Some of those people, whoever's in your mind right now, you're probably right. But there's people that have just not gotten much better over the course of time in AEW, and it's not going to look good.
Yeah, I agree. In the other news cycle, Mattel did their reveals today for all of their figures that we're going to end up seeing when we do end up going to the convention center at the Superstore. The notable thing out of this was the Undertaker Gobbledygooker Ultimate
It looks so good.
2-pack.
It looks so good.
It's so cool. People have been begging for that set for literal years,
Yeah.
and they're finally getting it.
So Hector Guerrero was the gobbledygooker, Eddie's uncle. So we're finally getting the Hector Guerrero figure.
Oh, finally! So now you can buy it. Is that what you want?
Now I got to buy it.
Yeah.
As a character completist, I've got to get a Hector Guerrero figure, and the only one available to me is the gobbledygooker. Hopefully it's an ultimate.
It is.
Oh my god!
It's an ultimate 2-pack, and it's even got the Survivor Series 1990 poster.
That's awesome, man.
Like the artwork on the box is exactly like
That's
that
so
poster.
awesome. That's
It
so
is.
great.
It is awesome.
I hope Hector Guerrero's family's getting the royalties for that.
That
I
would be-
really do.
That would be nice. I'm not gonna be getting it though. I will report that I won't be getting it. I don't have any room for an Undertaker Gobbledygooker.
Yeah.
It is fantastic though. If I had room for it and I collected that, I would absolutely do it. But I just don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, they showed a lot of figures that we'll probably show off on the socials this week when we get down there. So,
Yeah, some of those are awesome.
Some of them are
Honestly,
so
man,
good.
everything that they showed looked great.
yeah,
Everything they posted today looked really good.
everything.
And
looked great.
normally there's stuff in there where you go through it and you pick out kind of, oh, this looks great. Some of these don't look, they're unnecessary. But everything they posted looked really good.
Yeah, really enjoyed everything that I saw today. So,
I did not know they were doing a Greg the Hammer Valentine Rhythm and Blues Elite. I had no idea that was coming out.
And you're gonna want that one.
I'm probably
for
going to
sure.
end up having to get that one.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to get that one for
Yeah.
sure. All right, well, want to get into our shows?
Let's do it.
All right, so we started off at Santino Bros Wrestling today. That was
At the Ukrainian Culture Center.
Ukrainian
here in
Culture
LA,
Center.
yeah.
Very cool venue.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the parking was good.
Parking was good. We literally parked right on the street,
Yeah.
up the street from getting in. Literally walked in. Couldn't have been easier to get in. We had assigned seats since we bought front row for that. We had seats right on the end, and they were actually really good seats. I really liked where we were.
They were so good we thought we were going to get run over.
Yes, multiple on the opening.
Both shows there. Yeah.
Yeah, both shows there. We thought we were going to get run over, and we literally almost did with the very first spot of the show.
Yeah.
With Kid Bandit and Eli Everfly. They did a spot, and like that guy had to move us, or we were literally going to get taken out.
You know what's weird about that Everfly thing is that does he just
sucked.
have a different gimmick in his tag team than he does in his singles?
I don't know, but it sucks.
It's not good.
It's not good. But
Best of luck to you, but
yeah,
figure out what the hell you're doing. Because
the
you can't be two different people, man.
yeah
You can't have a different gimmick in the tag team than you do as a singles guy
yeah.
and use the same name. Wear a fucking mask if you're going to
Yeah.
do that.
I don't know. I didn't. I like Kid Bandit.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing out of this match was the fact that they clearly did the finish, and the referee did not count to 3, and like literally both of them, Eli Everfly and Kid Bandit, looked at the ref like, "Are you gonna finish the fucking count?" It was like 1, 2, and
it was bad.
And
everybody went silent because everybody in the crowd was confused.
Yeah,
and including the wrestlers in the ring, who both looked at the guy like, "The hell is happening?"
And a 3. Like it, I don't know. If you do watch the show, I mean it's funny to talk about now, but in the moment we both looked at each other like, what the fuck? Is this going to be a Relentless Wrestling repeat of last night?
I mean, luckily it wasn't, but
and
it wasn't. It ended up being a really good show, but like that was. I was afraid that was a tone setter for the morning. I was like, oh god, here we go.
Instantly got so scared. But then they followed it up with a 6-way scramble with Ray Rosas and Big Dick Haas. Big
awesome, yeah.
Dick Haas was awesome.
Yeah.
And they got in there, man. They got in there and they did a hell of a match. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then that was followed up by a match with Tyler Bateman and Raunchy Rico.
Yeah, first time I saw Bateman in a long time. He was I saw him a bunch of times out here when he was doing championship wrestling from Hollywood. He was in there, and then he was in ROH for a while. I don't know what happened. I guess he's not under contract with ROH anymore because I haven't seen him or heard anything about him in a while.
Yeah,
pretty good. He's pretty good.
Yeah. The highlight of that match though was Damian Arsenic, who is Raunchy Rico's manager, and this dude came out with a water bottle that had an endless supply of water. That dude squirted that water bottle about 1,000 times in that match. He was squirting soapy water on Raunchy Rico, and it had a nice fragrance. I will say that
it did
because we got hit a couple times with it, but it never ended. As many times he squirted it, you would have thought that by like
Raunchy Rico, kind of like a less experienced Roosh.
Yes,
I would say
he was actually pretty cool. I liked him. Yeah, that match was really good. But Damian Arsenic was the water boy.
And he got the water boy chant going, and it was good.
Yep, and then we got into that. We need to talk about a fan of the week for this match with fucking DKC.
Oh fuck, dude.
I don't know who this woman was.
It's probably his mom.
It probably had to be. Nobody loves DKC that much.
If it's not his mom, it's creepy.
It is. Yeah, if it's not his mom, it's creepy.
There was an older woman that I'm pretty certain was probably his mother, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but what's wrong is if it's not his mom.
Right.
Then it's weird.
Yeah, because he didn't acknowledge her at all, at least during the match itself.
Yeah,
there was no acknowledgement of this woman who was wearing a Karate Kid headband that said DKC on it. And a gi.
She had dojo.
Yeah, basically wearing a gi.
Yeah,
and screaming for him the entire time, and screaming for his tag team partner. And then it was a lot. She was a lot.
Yeah, it made me want this match to end.
Again, and if that's your mom, it's okay.
Right.
I'm not saying your mom is a lot, but if that's just some crazy ass fan from down the block, that person is a lot.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
but yeah, that DKC's tag team partner is pretty good. What was that guy's name? Cam Gates. Cam Gates. Okay,
that was he was. I thought he was him and Dom Kubrick were.
Was Kubrick the guy with the?
Yeah, not Riley.
Not Riley. Okay, yeah, the two guys I liked were Gates and Kubrick.
Yeah. I like them both.
DKC, not for me, man.
Yeah, not for me.
I mean, I don't want to bury the guy for no reason, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah. And then the next match was Bad Dude Tito.
I love Bad Dude Tito, man.
Dude, that's the first time I ever saw him in
I'm
a
all
match.
in on TMDK, dude. I'm all in. Like, I thought about this today whenever we saw that, and then we saw the New Japan show, and I was like, you know what? I'm all in, because I really like all those guys. Everybody in that faction is awesome. they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
Bad Dude Tito's awesome.
Bad Dude Tito was awesome. He faced Matt Vandergriff, who we saw at both shows last night.
Yeah.
Vandergriff he had a little bit of
He had a bad spill.
He had a bad spill, but they recovered.
He seemed like he walked outside right behind us after the show, and he seemed like he was fine.
Yeah. We were just worried if he had hurt himself.
Yeah.
But
because he hurt his shin, I think, when he came off the top.
Yeah.
He fell off the top off the rope.
Right.
Maybe don't wear Vans in the ring whenever you're a professional
Vans
wrestler.
have no traction to be in the ring.
Yeah.
But he looked good though. He had a good match. Other than that, every match that we've seen, he stood out.
Yeah, he was 3 for 3. Other than that botch, I mean, he was, and luckily nobody else got hurt, doing that. But hopefully that guy's okay because he was holding his shin there for a little bit on the mat, and they were kind of buying him time, to
make sure. Yeah.
But then, like I said, after the show was over, he walked out right behind us. He seemed like he was completely fine.
Mm-hmm. And then we had Delilah Doom, who was part of that Richard Simmons fly.
Better as a singles.
She definitely has her own gimmick that is really good.
She should just keep it by herself.
Keep it by herself. She doesn't need to be in there.
Let the fly guy be the fly guy.
Yeah. And then it was against Heather Monroe and Johnny Robbie.
I think I liked Monroe better last night, but
Monroe was better last night.
She's still good.
Yeah,
I thought all three of them were pretty good.
Yeah, the only thing that was bad about this match was Johnny Robbie's gear.
She might have made her own gear. Yeah. So I'm a big gear guy, as you know.
We're big on the gear. You always talk about the gear.
Delilah Doom's gear was good. Heather Monroe's gear is good.
Yeah.
Other girls' gear, maybe hire somebody to make you some gear.
Yeah,
You got talent, but you gotta look the part.
You gotta look the part. And then Chi Cabrera came out.
Awesome.
With Damian Arsenic again, a water boy, and he had a match with Willie Mack.
Yeah, both those guys are great.
That match was really, really good.
Chi Cabrera, I had no idea who the hell that guy was until today. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, no idea who he was, but he was
big, strong
awesome.
Son of a bitch, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks the part.
Acted the part.
Looks confident in what he's doing. He throws people around. Even Willie Mack is a big dude.
Yeah.
Throwing him around. And I was like, this guy's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. All in on Chi Cabrera.
I don't know how old he is. I mean, what was cool about that whole Santino brothers thing, too, was that, a lot of those guys are from that academy. They're from the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive.
Right.
A lot of the people that were working that show, and there really wasn't anybody on that show that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Everybody was pretty good.
They did very well. It was a very well done show.
Obviously, you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you go to an indie show. You know what I mean? It's usually like it was last night, where you've got John Morrison, right, who's a 30-year vet who wrestled all over the world, for the biggest promotion in the history of the planet. And then you've got people on the card who have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that today.
It wasn't. It was a very well done show. It was organized. It flowed well. And I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Minus the 3 count in the first match.
I'm gonna have to figure out kind of when they run shows, because if I can catch one, I'd like to go to more Santino Brothers stuff. It's a good show.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Really enjoyed it. And then after Santino Bros, we went to lunch.
We forgot to talk about Ponytail Patterson.
Oh my!
Because it ties into Che Cabrera.
So during the main event,
let me say this real quick. Let me preface this real quick. We're not trying to bury a guy.
Yes.
Okay. Look, if you're a wrestling fan, dude, go to as many shows as you want to go to.
Yes.
Hang out all day. No big deal. Don't be a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
When you go to a show. That's it. That's the only rule, man.
He just makes me feel uncomfortable.
The dude got in George's face last night for no reason before that show. The first thing that happened when we got into that Pandemonium show, we weren't even settled in, dude.
Yeah.
We were just backing up to the railing, and that dude gets in George's face and starts shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first experience we had with this fucking idiot.
Yeah.
So then, whatever. We know he's an idiot, so be it, right?
Correct.
Then today, who do we see again? We see Ponytail Patterson again this morning. First thing, Santino Brothers show. And what does he do? He's a fucking jerk off to Che Guevara.
Yeah.
Calling him a bitch in his face.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That's
like,
not okay, dude.
No. Like, we get that, like, you're into it and all that, but the way he just would walk around the building, and it just made me feel...
He would walk up next to the wrestlers and talk shit.
Yes.
It's not okay.
Yeah, no. You're not supposed to be a part of the act.
You're not a part of the show, dude.
You're not a part of the show, dude. You're just there. We need to talk about the other elephant in the room.
Which is what?
The rats.
There were rats in the room.
There's ring rats hanging out.
There's ring rats. There are ring rats.
And they've been to every single damn show we've been to, and we can't escape them.
We finally ditched them.
We finally
tonight.
ditched them at the For the Culture show.
We had to go to a midnight show to ditch the rats.
We've seen so many of the same people.
Yeah.
Eye Patch Guy.
Eye Patch Guy's okay. He seems like he's a pretty good dad.
Yes, Eye Patch Guy is awesome.
Yeah.
He got twerked on last night, didn't he?
By who? It was today.
It was today.
It was Willie Mack, I think, today.
Yeah.
Sat on his lap.
Oh yeah, yes, Willie
This
Mack.
morning.
Yeah, during the main event of the Santino Brothers show.
Yeah.
Willie Mack sat on him. I got him mixed up with because in the same spot during the For the Culture, Faye Jackson twerked on the person sitting in Eye Patch Guy's seat.
Okay.
So that's where I got confused.
Okay.
So Eye Patch Guy is awesome because we talked to him.
We did, yes.
During the Relentless show
Last night, yeah.
And so Eye Patch Guy is awesome, and we saw him at the New Japan show.
Yeah.
And so, which is totally fine, but these rats that are hanging out ringside, they're doing too much, and they're too obvious of what they're trying to do.
Oh God.
And
they were ratting around.
they're ratting. They are ratting. That's all we're gonna say.
I thought there was no chance in hell we weren't going to run into them at that show tonight.
It's the worst part is they're always sitting adjacent to us. Why are they so close?
I told you, like, it's like that Be a Man thing on Instagram, like the dude that runs the guy from Boston.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, see the same two women at 24 wrestling shows in 3 days, and keep making eye contact, but never acknowledge their existence.
I don't even want to
be a man.
I don't want to make eye contact with them. I just want them to go away.
Oh God!
It's like they're following us.
Oh, well, we ditched them. We had to go to a midnight show to ditch the
Thank
rats.
God. I was so sick and tired of everywhere we went. They were literally right there.
They were at the New Japan show, so I don't know what happened. Maybe they went home with Kushida, and maybe one of those rats is riding Kushida right now. And pretty soon he's gonna look at his fake watch on his wrist and say, "Look what time it is. It's time for you to get the hell out of here." And they're gonna go, "Kushida, that's not a real watch. Get the fuck out of my hotel room."
Oh, they're so bad. Oh,
yeah, good times.
but the Ponytail Patterson, his wife, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
She showed up again. This is our fan of the week segment.
Oh yeah.
Fan of the days.
Yeah.
She showed up at that New Japan show, changed clothes midway through again.
She did.
And then changed back into what she was into originally when we saw her. And then at the end of the show was holding up a different t-shirt.
Yeah, Kenta's shirt. Where is she stashing all these shirts? She came in a fucking dress.
Yeah.
I looked up there. She was wearing
The only reason we figured out she was there was because she had rings on her hands and she was banging on the railing on the balcony.
Oh my God.
And we're like, where the fuck is that clanking noise coming from? And we look up and it's fucking her. We can't escape these people.
And then she was hanging a Kenta shirt over the railing like he was going to acknowledge her, apparently.
Yeah.
Guess what didn't happen?
He didn't acknowledge her.
Oh my God.
Oh.
The fan of the day might be Impact Guy.
Oh my gosh.
Impact guy was
guy.
clapping louder than I've ever heard a human clap, directly into my right ear, and I wanted to punch him in the fucking balls so hard. Because I was sitting down, and he kept standing there. He was supposed to be sitting 3 rows behind me.
Yeah.
This dude would just walk up next to me and
He would
clap
go
in my
the whole
ear.
way to the railing.
Oh, I've never seen a human being so invested in Impact Wrestling. He knew the words to all the songs.
Yes, he had an Impact Wrestling shirt on. And then as soon as like they came on, he was screaming for Impact.
Everybody. Babyface or heel. Doesn't matter.
Babyface or heel, he knew everybody's music word for word.
Word for word.
And he would run up to the railing. Oh my! I've never seen anyone love Impact Wrestling as much as him. He was having the time of his life.
Oh, good. Hats off to him. I mean,
Right.
so be it. Like,
Right.
next time, just don't clap into my fucking ear, dude.
Yeah,
That's it.
his claps were so loud.
Yeah, and he was screaming.
Well, I didn't really mind the screaming. It's the fucking clapping because it's like gonna rupture my fucking eardrum. It was so fucking loud. I can't even express to you how loud of a clap it was. It was like his hands were like full-time clammy and like they had that snap. If you know somebody has a loud ass clap, his amplify that to 10, and that's what this guy's was.
Yeah, that guy was killing me.
But yeah, we ended up going to for lunch at the El Cap.
One more thing about
Okay.
Santino brothers.
Yes.
Dominic Arsenic, is that his name?
Yes.
With the bar of soap.
Damien Arsenic.
Damien
I'm
Arsenic
sorry.
with the bar of soap.
Okay, so Damien Arsenic comes out and he starts cutting a promo and he pulls out a bar of soap from his coat jacket and reminded all of us wrestling fans that we need to use soap this week, and then handed the soap to somebody in the front row.
Yeah.
And then went to the other side of the ring and picked out, the best part is that he picked out like the fattest people he possibly could have. And then he handed the other guy a thing of deodorant.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
I wanted them to throw it back in the ring.
Oh god.
He was so good.
Yeah.
That I really want to put over Santino brothers, man. That was such a good show.
That was awesome.
It was such a great start to the day.
It really was.
Because we left and we were ready for the rest of the day.
Absolutely. Yeah, so then we hightailed it over to El Compadre to get Mexican food, and we were over there at the one right below Dodger Stadium, right there at the bottom of the hill on Sunset. So that I had never been to that one before. Pretty similar inside, but the food, unbelievable, dude.
It was so good.
The food was so good. So we ended up walking in right into a Dodgers opening day party.
Yeah, we had no idea.
We had no idea. I thought opening day was tomorrow, dude.
I thought opening day was tomorrow too.
Yeah, so we get up to the front door, and there's 2 bouncers there, and there's music blaring super loud, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, man, there's a cover," and I'm like, What are you talking about? There's a cover, right?
Dude, we just want some Mexican food.
That's it. And then, but then the guys were totally cool, and they were like, "No, it's $5. It's the opening day party. They only have it once a year. You guys got here at the right time because there's going to be 1 million Dodgers fans here in like 15 minutes, right?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Okay." So we just pay the $5 and we go in. Margaritas were unbelievable.
The margarita didn't even taste like there was alcohol in it.
Dude, the carnitas plate is top notch.
It was
chef's kiss.
so good.
So good.
Oh,
And that
so
place
good.
was just pouring with Dodgers fans, dude. Everybody
Yeah.
started coming in right after us. They packed the whole place. People are doing karaoke. They're doing trivia games. Everybody's drinking, having a great time. There's baseball on the screen. People are loud. It felt like it was great.
Yeah,
It was a really great, ended up being a really cool experience.
it was. Except for the fact that I absolutely despise the Dodgers, but but like that was cool to like see like because when you're a fan of somebody else and then you see how like other fans are, that's a cool experience. I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
see how other people do it.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then we left there and went straight down to the Globe Theater, which I had never been to. That was right in downtown LA. The Globe Theater's it's redone. It's awesome. Great spot.
It is awesome. That's very well. The thing that I really enjoyed about WrestleCon or the whole WrestleCon experience today was that it was very well organized and everything was labeled where the seats were, except for it's 2023 and people still don't know how to read their ticket and figure out where to go in an arena.
Embarrassing.
It literally like they had like because they had a north side, a south side, and the east and the west. Like they had the directions.
Clearly defined.
Clearly defined directions. All you had to do was look at the ring. They literally had it labeled, and people can't figure it out.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, because there's people just wandering in front of you.
I can't stand when there's people standing there and they're like, "Dude, are you in my seat?" And there's like a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah,
like like all around us, there's people trying to figure out where they're gonna sit. Like, dude,
right.
What does your ticket say, bro?
Yeah,
row 3, seat 4. That's your seat.
Yeah,
and if there's somebody in it and you can prove that, then you tell them or you go get the usher, dude.
Yeah.
How hard is this?
It's not hard. But people made that so hard.
And then that woman in front of you for the Impact show starts like arguing about the row number.
Row, because somebody asked us what row we're in, and we said like we're row 4 because it was where we sat in the northeast section, which had less. It was a triangle section
in the corner.
It was a corner section, so it didn't have as many rows. So there was only rows 3, 4, and 5, and we were clearly in row 4, and she was like, well, no, I'm in row 2. And I was like, we have 3 rows of seats that are all aligned with rows 5, 4, and 3.
So stupid.
So we just let her believe whatever, and she got a Podski sticker under her seat, so. And which she did pick up.
That's good.
So she better fucking use it if she's listening to this.
That's funny.
But
yeah, that place is awesome, man.
It was awesome. You literally had to travel to the bowels of the arena to take a piss.
Yeah,
that was about the only thing. And the saloon doors were really annoying.
That production for that Hitchcock was awesome, dude.
The production was phenomenal. It was so good. I really want to stress, if you're listening to this podcast and you did not watch the Mark Hitchcock show, go to HighspotsTV and order that show. Because that might be one of the best indie shows. It's better than what even big promotions put on.
Sure.
It was so good. And that main event was absolutely bonkers.
I mean, the only issue I had with the whole thing, well, I guess there may be 1.5 issues, was the half issue was the fact I thought that chair was going to snap.
Oh, yeah, the chairs were a little
For whatever
weak.
Reason, like, whenever you sit, there's a lot of give. And it's like, oh God, am I gonna break in this damn chair right here, right now, and look like an idiot, like a Three Stooges bit on the floor, like wailing around like a moron.
Yeah.
But everything was fine. There was nothing happened. But then, the only other thing that I took issue with, and look, I don't know if you can control this or not, but like, dude, I've never smelled so much weed in my life than I did today.
We've smelled so much weed
all day today, dude.
In the last 48 hours, like. You can't escape it.
Yeah.
Which I'm not like against it.
I'm not either.
But like it's everywhere
all day
in the building, and it doesn't escape. Like it's just you're just smelling skunk. You're just smelling skank all day.
Yeah. And
the only other thing that I had an issue with this show is that the people in front of me had heads the size of fucking watermelons. and the dude would put his arm around his girl, and they had their heads leaning in, so it was like sticking 2 watermelons in front of my face, and I couldn't see shit. God. And then that poor fella behind us, who was in a wheelchair, he couldn't see past us.
Nothing. Couldn't see anything.
So I have no idea. Like, it was the handicap spot. I don't know why they put that seat there.
I don't know either.
Because I couldn't see shit, and I know he couldn't see shit either.
That guy couldn't have seen anything. Yeah. That whole show.
I don't know. But yeah, the things I really want to put over here is that Brian Keith and Kenta versus Christopher Daniels and Tom Lawler match.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels came out in the Tom Lawler jorts.
That was so awesome.
It was so awesome. That was my first exposure to Brian Keith today.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic wrestler. Love him.
Yeah. Shamrock.
Oh, shit. Forgot.
Yeah, the world's most dangerous man came out.
We saw Mick Foley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mick Foley came out to start the show.
Yeah.
He was awesome, like as you would assume and predict. So it was really cool to see Foley.
Yeah.
Literally walked right past us there. And then we got Ken Shamrock. He became the special enforcer of that Brian Keith and Kenta match.
Yeah, it was great.
It was awesome. It was so well done. So those were the 2 big surprises of the show that we got to see. I didn't have Mick Foley and Shamrock on my bingo card today.
No, I didn't either. Absolutely not.
But it was cool. We got to see Ultimo Dragon. You have a cool Ultimo Dragon experience.
Yeah, we sat down. For whatever reason, I expected there to be a lot more merch being sold at these shows, but there just isn't for some reason. But when we sat down, I think you pointed out that there was somebody selling Ultimo Dragon stuff on the actual ring.
Yeah.
Like on the side of the ring. So I walked over, and I ended up buying like this little like coin purse that is Ultimo Dragon's mask.
Yeah.
That you can hang from like your rear view mirror, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. But what's the stupid thing with me is I'm talking to this girl who doesn't speak that much English, who's, talking about how I can pay and everything.
Yeah.
And and I have my head down in my phone. I'm trying to figure out how to pay her, right?
Yeah.
And I finally do. But by the time I get done, I somebody's telling me thank you, and it's not the girl, right? And I kind of just look out of the corner of my eye real quick. It, for whatever reason, didn't register that Ultimo Dragon was standing right next to me telling me thank you. And I just went, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, okay, cool. And I walked back to the seat, and you had a look on your face like, what the fuck are you doing? It was Ultimo Dragon's talking to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I didn't end up talking to him.
You just buried Ultimo Dragon over his face.
So then by the time
He's probably like, why did you buy my merch if you hate me?
You know how stupid this is, dude? I saw that guy wearing a mask in the corner of my eye, and it still didn't register in my brain that was Ultimo Dragon. What an idiot. I'll never meet that guy again.
Yeah.
By the time I sat down, it was already like, if I walk up there right now, I'm going to look like even more of an asshole. So I can't go talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
But then there was a million people talking to him at that point. So I was like, oh, so stupid.
We can't always be perfect.
But I did give him my money. I gave him $20. So there it is.
You got your money.
Yeah. That match was good. Negro Cassis was a good match.
It was a good match. And then we got our first exposure to the Joshi Pro stuff, which we'll see in the morning.
Yeah.
Very soon. In a couple, about
30 minutes. We're gonna. But I had no idea what to expect with that, man. But
I had no idea what to expect.
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, they did a pretty good job. And then we had the speedball match. Speedball match was pretty good. There was no hang-ups or anything like that. He ate the pin, but I thought that match was okay.
Yeah.
And then we got to the United Empire Time Machine match, which was a really, really good, very well done tag match. I really enjoyed that one. And then the main event, this triple threat. If you have never seen a Vikingo match, this might be the one to see, because this guy, I've never seen more athleticism and just acrobatics and flying. I've never seen the stuff that he did today in a ring.
And the thing with him and Commander is his balance is unbelievable. That guy,
yeah.
And those ropes were not tight.
No, that's the one thing we've said both days, is that every ring that we've seen, those ropes are not very tight.
I can't believe those guys were doing what they were doing, and those ropes weren't that tight.
Yeah, it's unreal. This, I can't put this match over. It's a match of the year candidate.
I mean, the two of them and Black Taurus, dude, they were awesome. Man.
Black Taurus was awesome.
He's great. He's so physical and just like, he's really quick. He's really powerful. He's really physical. He throws people all over the place. He takes crazy dives on his own. Like, everything with him is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't put that show over enough. But we have interesting stories about the post match.
Yeah, I got a couple of stories actually.
The post show.
Yeah.
So we're leaving the building because we have to leave the building to go back in for New Japan. The New Japan show.
You good?
Yeah. We're gonna leave that in there.
All right, sure.
I just dropped my laptop, so we're leaving it in there.
You still recording?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we had to leave they cleared the whole arena out so the people could get back in line.
Right. So as we're walking out, I can feel somebody right on my neck who's just saying, "Come on, man, just keep her going. Keep her going, man. Get on through there." I turn around and it's fucking Scorpio Sky.
You were annoyed enough to turn around and be like,
"Who the fuck is this
me?"
person?" And I turn around, pissed off face. It's Scorpio Sky.
That's so funny.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
That's so funny, dude. So funny.
He's in a cardigan. I was like, because like the person is so close, I could feel the breath on my neck.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was right behind you, and I ended up walking.
You made friends with Mike Davis.
I just
Mark Davis.
Coincidentally, ended up just walking right next to Mark Davis, and I kind of like, me and this person are walking side by side, and I kind of just look out of the corner of my eye, and it's Mark Davis
Of Aussie Open.
in his gear.
In
sweaty.
his gear, like sweaty.
Yeah.
And then who was literally in front of me, his tag team partner, Kyle.
Yeah.
Had a box of shirts and who was just going to throw them on the street for people to pick up. He literally said, I don't want to sell these people. Please take them.
Oh my God. So Davis, I ended up telling him, hey, great match as always, And he was like, oh, thanks, man. Like he said something like, where are you from or whatever. And I told him something, and then we ended up talking for, 20 seconds or whatever. And we talked about the New Japan Cup or whatever. But, that's it. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
Just be nice to people. That's all you got to do, man. When you're a wrestler and you're around people like that, or you're a fan, just be a normal human being.
Yeah,
That's
don't breathe
were.
down people's necks.
Don't breathe down people's necks and tell people to hurry up and
The
get out
worst
of the
part
way.
is that I
He
knew
wasn't
that
even on the fucking card.
he hasn't wrestled in 6
What the
months.
hell hurry is he in?
Well, I was just like, what the hell? Because I knew the voice and it was so deep, and I was like, what is going on? And I turned around, Scorpio Sky.
That's so funny.
But then the kind of the highlight before we went right into that other show.
Actually, I've got one thing before that. So, I think you were on the phone
I was.
when this happened. A guy starts walking up the street selling cologne.
I did see that guy
And
out the corner of my eye.
The funniest thing about that, like, hats off to that guy, man. I'm all about the side hustle, right? But trying to sell cologne to wrestling fans who don't even use soap,
Yeah.
like wrestling fans don't even wash their bodies, dude. Like, you're not going to sell cologne to a bunch of wrestling fans. So hats off to that guy for trying to make a buck doing that stuff.
Yeah. And then so we're waiting. I did see that guy. That made me laugh. As we're standing there, they just scanned our tickets for us to go in the building, and we just see like a white SUV pull up right in the turning lane, just yelling, "Yeah, WrestleMania, yeah!" And it's Sami fucking Zayn.
Put the window down and start screaming.
Put the window down, just start screaming at all of us in line, and it was Sami Zayn
And people start
running out the
over
street.
to the car. To
Yeah,
the
people
car.
ran out in the street, almost got hit by other cars just
Yeah.
to get a selfie with them.
And he's screaming and
he's
being
screaming
a
back
maniac.
and having a good time. It was awesome. That was
That
awesome.
was awesome.
But yeah, then we went in for the New Japan Impact show, and that's where we got our first taste of Impact Man. And I thought this was another solid show. I still want to say that my favorite show of the day was the Hitchcock show.
Sure.
But this one comes in right close after. But we finally got to see Yuya Uemura.
Yeah, because last night when he was at he won that. I don't know if it was a 6-man or something
like that.
a
Yeah,
4-way match or whatever, but he didn't do that much in the match.
right.
But today he got a singles match on the pre-show.
Yes.
Against Gabe Kidd, who's also pretty good. Yeah, it was great to see those guys. I remember when those guys were young lions a couple years ago, before they went out kind of in doing their stuff. But yeah, Yuya Uemura is pretty good.
Yeah, he is pretty good.
He kind of looks like Tanahashi a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
a little bit.
like
Yeah,
a young
like the
Tanahashi.
hair.
Yeah.
He has that Tanahashi hair.
Yeah.
I think that guy's got something. There's a reason he's over here right now.
Sure.
And then they did a X Division Championship 6-way scramble. That was the first match of the night for them. I think this might be match of the night of the show because this thing was insane.
Who were the people that were in it?
Trey Miguel, Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian, Rocky Romero, Clark Connors, and Kevin Knight.
Yeah, all great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I love me some Kevin Knight, dude.
Dude, Kevin Knight and
He's my favorite guy
Brian Keith are
from that
awesome.
LA dojo, man. Is like far and away.
Yeah, and we ended up seeing Knight at the next show then for the culture.
Yeah.
An hour later, so which was I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
Then we had an 8-man interpromotional tag team match, which they could have absolutely not done this match. I would not have cared. That was the one with Eddie Edwards and Joe Hendry and J.R. Kratos. And this is where Impact Man made his big debut knowing every single word to every single song.
The only good thing about that match is we got all the shit bags out of the way quick.
We got all the shit bags in one match, and it ended quickly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it ended quickly, but it ended.
Sami Callihan looks like...
He looks like he...
Amish... Do you remember the Roadkill guy from ECW? The Amish guy?
Yeah.
He looks like that guy repackaged in like a metal gimmick.
He looks like he's been sucking on an air hose. That dude is fucking bloated.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I have no idea. He looks like two Sami Callihans. I don't know what the hell's going on with that dude.
He looks like a Sammy and a Callahan.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
Eddie Edwards, I don't know why that guy's under contract either. I don't get it, dude. Don't get it. I don't know.
PCO wanted to literally kill himself.
How is that guy alive?
He did 2 moonsaults and then he did another dive.
I don't know how that dude's still alive, man.
He's
been doing wild ass shit for 40 years.
I'm not complaining about him doing that stuff, but it was just crazy to see it actually in person.
Yeah.
But yeah, really nothing to say about that match. Really, I was just kind of glad that it was over. But then we got Moose and Jeff Cobb. That was a hoss fight.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And Jeff Cobb might be one of the strongest humans on the planet.
He picked him up. He picked him up so many times, like from the mat. And Moose is enormous.
Yeah.
I mean that
Moose is a big dude.
Unbelievable, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah. But yeah, and that was kind of cool. We were saying like, how do you go from wrestling Kenny Omega
last night,
literally the night before, to come to LA and then wrestle Moose the next day?
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean,
and both matches were good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we had a women's 4-way for a shot to face Mickie James, which this is Impact Man knew every single word to Mickie James's theme song, and he belted it all out. He ran up to the guardrail and he took his spot at the guardrail to sing that song. He was awesome.
I don't think I saw too much of that match because that was when I ran over to get drinks, and I was in that line for freaking 20 minutes.
Yeah, people did not move. I had to take a piss, and I had to put a shoulder in a guy's chest to get him to move.
Good Lord.
Which I don't understand. We were there wasn't anything to see. Like, it was literally in between. Like, the match had ended.
All I really saw that women's match was just I thought Peraza looked pretty good. I only saw 30 seconds of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was Masha Slamovich, Deonna Purrazzo, Giselle Shaw, and Miyu Yamashita.
Yeah.
So that match, I mean, it was there, and I thought that it wasn't bad. And then we had the 4-way for the tag titles with Chris Bay and Ace Austin, Motor City Machine Guns, Aussie Open, and TMDK. So that was
great. Yeah.
So we got to see Aussie Open for a second time today, and then we got to see Bad Dude Tito
for a second time.
Man,
I love Shane Haste. I like him a lot. Like I think I might have talked about this before, but you know, him and Mikey Nichols came into NXT as the Mighty Don't Kneel, which is what TMDK stands for. And then Mikey Nichols got hurt, and they put Shane Thorne at the time in a singles run, put him in a furry vest, and they buried the shit out of him for no reason. They gave that guy nothing. Super talented guy, great look, athletic. Why do we do this?
Yeah.
So, but I'm very happy that he's out of there, and he's in New Japan, and he's in a good faction, and he's and he's doing his thing. So that was fun to see that.
Yeah, and then we had Leo Rush and Kushida, which is
real quick about that tag thing too, like, but because we were talking about them being in a Bullet Club, you know, Bay and Ace Austin. I mean, I didn't think that was a good fit in a Bullet Club, but they were great. Yeah, I thought those guys were awesome. The only issue that I kind of had with that was like, it does feel like there's a disconnect between the factions in Japan and the factions that are here, because you've got like Bad Dude Tito is not on New Japan TV, right?
Yeah,
and you've got Chris Bay and Ace Austin are not on New Japan TV.
Yeah,
they could have just had Kenta
come right out. He's literally in the building.
Dude. just come out with them to the ring.
Yeah, he's literally in the building.
There's nothing tying the room together
right
with that. And it feels like they're not really a part of it.
Yeah.
And they've got to do something with that. But Chris Bay and Ace Austin are awesome.
Yeah, they are awesome.
They might be the best thing that's going on in the Bullet Club right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awesome. And then we got into the Lio Rush and Kushida match, which this kind of felt like the let-up spot for
That was probably the worst Lio Rush match I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, a lot of nothing
but
doing.
I think a lot of that too is just the fact that Kushida is kind of transitioning more into a submissions guy.
Yeah.
And he was eating a lot of clock with submissions in that match.
Yeah. And then we got into the strong open weight title, which was Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah.
And this match was awesome.
You know, it's interesting about Suzuki because seeing him live was better, I think, than seeing him on TV.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I don't know what that was either.
It's almost
agree.
like, and I was thinking it was like the Kings of Leon, dude. Like I've gone to several Kings of Leon live shows and thought they were great. I don't like their music. Like when my wife plays their songs,
Mhm.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But when I see them live, I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But yeah, Suzuki was great. I love Kenta, man. Kenta's so good.
Kenta is good. He really played with the crowd a lot with that match too, because someone yelled, "Your book sucks." And so like there was like a running gimmick throughout the match where everyone yelled at Kenta and said his book sucked, and then he did so well. It was awesome. That's whenever we saw T-shirt changing lady with her Kenta shirt and banging her rings on the railing.
There's not very many heels in wrestling right now that are better than that guy.
Yeah, he did really well. And then we got to the main event, which was Speedball and versus Tanahashi, which that was definitely the highlight of. I think like if you're thinking about a moment like other than the Hitchcock main event, like this one is it, because we got to see Tanahashi.
Yeah, and he was great. Speedball was great, but it looked like there was a bad fall. Yeah,
it looked like Speedball nearly killed himself.
Yeah,
like he snapped the back of his head off the mat from the top rope.
Yeah,
because they had him kind of tangled up where it was like, if you can imagine
he was
a tree
upside down. Yeah,
it was, imagine a tree of woe, but like it didn't, like he smacked the back of his head on the mat really, really hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought that this match was good. It was really cool to see Tanahashi get out there and get after it, and then he did a lot of pandering after.
So much pandering.
He did so much pandering. It was so awesome.
Playing air guitar, rolling around on the mat, playing air guitar.
And then
people are freaking out, loving every second of it.
And then he would have people throw him the air guitar back after he threw it. he would have people throw the air guitar back to him so that he could restart the song again. And he restarted it 5 times.
It was so good.
It was awesome.
Yeah, he was out there talking, and he was loving every second of that, man. Like everybody went home happy.
Yes.
Tana got a big win.
Yeah.
You know, and then he played air guitar until his heart was content.
Yeah.
and everybody was loving every second of it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was probably one of the best moments I've had at a live wrestling show. Was just Tana just living in the moment, dude.
Yeah.
And it was everybody loving every second of it.
It was cool.
Very cool to see.
And then to cap off our night, we went back to the Ukraine Center and saw GCW's For the Culture, which is a all-black show that is for the culture. So I really like that idea. It was really well done. It was really well put together, just like Santino Bro was. So a shout out to GCW for the production value and keeping it up and keeping it on time. And I really enjoyed it. This show was awesome.
Yeah, it started at midnight. It had a pretty good crowd.
It did.
It actually had a really good crowd.
It did. It was. Yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed the show.
So that first match of that show was that 7-way, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it was Ashton Carter versus Kita, who we saw last night twice, right?
We did, yeah. And then he, that is where you tried to give him the fist bump, and he didn't give you the fist bump, left you hanging.
Yeah, fuck that guy, dude. No, he's pretty good. And then Judas, I don't remember who that was. Faye Jackson, Ashton Starr, Devin Monroe, and Teriyaki. Teriyaki had a couple pretty impressive things in that match.
Yeah. And then at one point, somebody else came out. I can't remember who it was, but if you watch it on if you watch the pay-per-view, they clearly, I stuck my hand out to get the hand slap, and they didn't, so I slapped my own hand.
That was great.
Then
the next match after that was Willie Mack and Billy Dixon. You said Billy Dixon was the guy that puts a show together, right?
I'm pretty sure Billy Dixon puts a show together. I'm pretty sure.
I love Willie Mack.
He was awesome. And then I didn't give him the hand. He was looking for the hand to slap, and I didn't give it to him. And so I had some really awkward moments tonight, but you gotta give it to me because it was midnight and I started leaking confidence as a human. As the night went on, I just felt less and less confident in just being human.
And then after that, was that the 10-man tag after that?
I think so. Okay,
so
that was a Survivor Series style tag.
Survivor Series style tag. So it looked like so that was AC Mack, Jeffrey John, Joseline Navarro, Lucky Ali, and Suge D versus
Shug D.
Is it Shug?
Yeah, that's Pineapple Pete.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Versus the Conglomerate, who was Alpha Zoe and Midas Creed, G Sharp, Kenny King, and Maserati. Kenny King's pretty good, man.
Are me and Kenny King friends?
You and Kenny King are friends.
Yeah.
Because that one of those guys jumped out of the ring and almost killed Ponytail Patterson.
Yes.
Who was falling asleep in the crowd.
Yeah, so we went back to the Ukraine Center where we started our day at 11 o'clock in the morning. Ponytail Patterson was still there.
Yeah, he had been there all day.
He had been there all day.
Tugging on his shirt. His T-shirt has a very, very deep, wide V in the shirt now because he keeps tugging on it.
Yeah. I feel so bad. I feel like we're bullying him, but at the same rate, he's
an asshole.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And the way he walked around the ring before the match, I felt so uncomfortable. I just felt so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but he almost got torpedoed. If he wouldn't have woken up, he would have gotten torpedoed.
He'd be dead, right? He'd be in a body bag.
Yes, he probably would have got a
His ponytail will be hanging out of a body bag right now.
Because that guy flew so fast and so far out of the ring, I don't even know how that guy did that. That guy had some serious talent. He was jumping all around in that match. He was awesome.
Yeah. So then then the match went back into the ring, and Kenny King came around the ring, and we were sitting there right there, ringside. What did Kenny King say to you?
He said, "Why'd you let that guy jump on me like that?" Like, how was I supposed to do anything on the other side of the ring?
So Baker and Kenny King are friends right now. Don't tell Cornette, because Cornette will be really mad at us.
Yeah.
If he knows we're friendly with Kenny King.
Well, we stuck up for him yesterday with Ponytail Patterson, and then we became friends with Kenny King right after.
Yeah, yeah. We might have turned heel on Corny tonight.
We might have.
So then after that, I didn't know that was Pineapple Pete, that other guy.
Yeah, Shug D's Pineapple Pete.
I didn't know that. I wish I would have known that.
I knew that he looked familiar. I was like, damn it, I know who that guy is. He didn't have the fro anymore. That's what it was.
Yeah.
He usually has the fro with the bandana.
Yeah.
He didn't have it. That's why it threw us off why we didn't realize. Because as soon as you said Shug D, I was like, that's exactly who that is.
Yeah. So then after that we had Too Cool Scorpio and Brian Keith, right?
Yeah, and this is the most awkward moment I think I've ever had as a white human, and because Too Cool Scorpio was looking to dance with somebody ringside, and I just slowly turned my body away from him because I didn't know what to do, and
he wanted to dance with you.
He wanted to dance with somebody, and the guy beside me ended up trying to. Well, he didn't really try, but he didn't want to do it, and then I didn't want to do it. So Too Cold was stuck between two whites that didn't want to dance. What made me so like, oh my God, I'm out of my league here, is the fact that he danced with all these people coming around the ring, and it looked very well because they knew the dance that he was doing, and then I quickly realized I can't do that.
Yeah. That was funny. Too Cold Scorpio's boots, I think he rented from a museum or found in an archaeological dig. Those boots were from like 1928.
At one point during this match, I can't stop laughing about it. He said, "Those boots are covered in shit. They've stepped in so much shit and piss."
They were not clean.
And I popped so hard.
They were not clean.
Because I didn't even take notice to his boots until you were like, that those boots have stepped in so much piss and shit in their day. But that match with him and Brian Keith was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. And we got to see him do the moonsault. He didn't do the 450.
He didn't do the 450.
We got to see the moonsault, and he jumped off, and he did like the, I don't know what you call like when a guy jumps off top, like does like a splash off the top rope.
But he does like a half turn.
Like a half turn, yeah, and landed on it, which looked really great.
It did.
And that freaking arm drag was one of the best I've ever seen.
Yes. He still got it.
He snapped Brian Keith, and I thought he tore his arm off.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it had a good snap to it.
So then the main event from that show was Trish Adora, who was a champion of something, I don't know what, versus Calvin Tankman. And I've seen Calvin Tankman on MLW killing fuckers, just throwing people around and being super physical. I don't know if it was the fact that it was 2:00 in the morning at this point, or he was in there,
or 5 o'clock in the morning
with somebody really a lot smaller than him.
So he didn't want
to throw around, but. He was a little subdued in that match, but match was fine. Whatever. Mm-hmm. It was whatever.
Oh, we have to also we got to talk about, or we at least have to mention the fact that during that Billy Dixon and Willie Mack match, they crushed 2 doors. And
that's right.
Then it was really funny because Billy hit Willie. Like, make sure I get it right, with a chair, and it sounded like a pillow on SpongeBob. It was like, it did nothing, and then he reared back, and we all said, like, do it again. Like, the crowd was telling him to do it again. He reached back and hit Willie Mack in the back so damn hard.
Yeah.
It was something.
Yeah. We missed the match. The Myron Reed, Man Like the Rice, and Kevin Knight.
That
triple threat, which was
triple
awesome.
threat. How did we forget that match? That was our favorite match of the show.
Yeah, that match was great, dude. All 3 of those guys are awesome. I love me some Kevin Knight, as you know. But
yes.
Myron Reed's great.
Yes.
He was another MLW guy that was killing it in there, for a long time. I don't know why he's not still there, but he's great. Jumps around like a maniac. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All 3 of those guys were great.
Absolutely loved that. I thought it was fantastic. I really very much enjoyed that for the culture. It was awesome.
Trying to see if I have anything else here in that's it. That's all the notes. Oh, that guy got thrown out for grabbing a security guard's ass.
Oh yeah, we forgot that. That was right beside us.
Yeah.
What is happening? Why are we attracting so much attention?
Dude, I don't know. But
because we're not acting like assholes, I don't feel like.
We're not. No.
We're acting
we're sitting there.
We're literally acting incredibly mild compared to
what's going on around us.
Compared to what's going on around us, like we're actually like sitting down. We're not like acting like criminals.
The dude was grabbing the security guard's ass.
Yeah. And
so
then
finally,
the security guard guy, like I remember he turned around and yelled at him.
Yeah.
And then the guy like gave him like the FU with his arms that like up yours.
So then somebody else went and got security.
And then the guy disappeared.
Yeah, then somebody else went and got security. They all came over.
And he was like standing behind the security guard with like his fist clenched, like he was gonna jump him. And then the guy disappeared.
Dude,
and then all of a sudden he reappeared and security got him and threw him out.
Jesus, man. I mean, I don't know.
It was really weird to see Brett Lauderdale walk right down in front of you. Like he literally walked ringside to go talk to that security guard.
Right over to him, yeah.
So
crazy.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Brett just looks like a regular dude.
Yeah, you would have never thought
he looks like he literally walked out of Shippensburg High School yesterday.
Yeah, he looked like somebody that was like on the ring crew. Mm-hmm. Just some guy that should have been carrying a broom.
Yeah,
that was about it. Yeah, but that was excellent nightcap. Nightcap.
Yeah, excellent nightcap for the culture was awesome. Today's shows were significantly better than yesterday's.
Yeah.
Not saying the Pandemonium was bad because we like Pandemonium, but Relentless was just not good.
Yeah.
And we want to give them a little bit of a pass since it was their not home base and first time ever running a show outside of home base is
Sure,
kind of what it
sure.
felt like too. So, we're gonna give them the pass, but I very much enjoyed every single thing that we saw today.
Yeah.
And the only sad thing to report is that we will not be going to Crowe Wrestling, but we are going to. So we're only doing 2 shows tomorrow, and we made a business decision to only do 2 shows, so that way when we go to Mania the following day, we don't want to hate wrestling, we want to enjoy it.
Well, we got NXT super early in the morning.
And we got NXT Super in the morning, so we want to be able to get to bed a little bit early, catch up on the sleep that we're currently missing because it is currently 6:52 good guys time.
Yeah.
And it's 3:52 bad guys time.
Yeah. But the good thing is we're going to wake up tomorrow and listen to a bunch of Japanese women screaming around the ring.
They talk so loud into the mic. I mean, it's so loud. It's like you're shoving the microphone into their esophagus.
Yeah. That'll be the first thing you hear tomorrow.
Yeah.
with no sleep.
Oh my. So we're going to the Tokyo Joshi Pro show.
That's at the Globe?
That's at the Globe.
Okay.
And then we're going to the Galen Center out at USC for Ring of Honor. And then we're gonna come back to the hotel and we're gonna record basically we're gonna do another show tomorrow, and then we're gonna kind of preview for the big weekend because our indie shows will be done.
Yeah, that's true.
And we're on to the big main events. We got NXT on Saturday morning, and we got WrestleMania Night 1, and then we have WrestleMania Night 2 Sunday,
Sure.
and then we will cap it off with Raw After Mania on Monday.
Yep.
So don't forget to download, rate, review, and subscribe. Check us out if you see our stickers around. And you have obviously seen the stickers around if you're listening to this because you scanned the QR code to get to the link tree. So thank you for doing so. And with that, we will catch you next time on the Podski.